My client's worst relationship and dating fails. Guys, I've coached thousands of people over the years, right? I've helped people go on thousands and thousands of dates over the years, and some of the dates were pretty bad. Here's some of the worst ones. I was helping this one girl. She's in the 10 out of 10. She's married now, but one of the days she went on, she organized a date with this guy. She met on online dating. She said, you want to pick me up at this time? He goes, well, I don't have a license. That's the first red flag. Okay, so that's pretty bad. Don't date a guy without a license. So she goes, okay, well, I can meet you there. So she meets him at the restaurant. Sitting down, ordering the food, they're talking, everything's going pretty good. And the waiter says, what do you want? She says to the waiter her food choice. And the waiter turns to the guy, what do you want? And he goes, I don't want anything. He doesn't order anything. Not a single thing. She's sitting there going, why didn't you order any food? And he goes, I had dinner just before I came. What? So she's sitting there with this plate of food, eating the food, and he's just watching her. Oh man, how awkward would have that been? Anyway, that was the end of the date. Terrible, 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 terrible. So many red flags, so many things went wrong. Another client went on a date with a guy. She met on online dating. He seemed nice on online dating. His pictures looked pretty good. She goes to meet him in person. No teeth. No teeth. She's a nice girl, so she still goes on the date. And he can't eat steak or any meat at the restaurant, so he eats soup. So he's eating his soup. Apparently they had a nice evening. Obviously, he wasn't her ideal partner, but pretty funny nevertheless. Good on him. Good on him. He needs some fake teeth, obviously. Same girl goes on a date, and the guy in the photos looked a bit bigger than normal. He's a bigger guy, a bit fat, but not massive, right? But then when she meets him in person, he is huge. You ever seen a really big fat guy and they're just sweating? They're just sweating heaps all the time because they're so unhealthy and fat. He's just sweating bullets constantly. And he's eating his food at the restaurant and the sweat's going into his food and into his drink. So pretty big turn off there. Safe to say that guy didn't make the cut either. Another girl I helped who's in a 10 out of 10 now. And look, caveat on all these horror dating stories, all these people, they're in 10 out of 10 relationships now. These are dating stories before they met their ideal partner. All of those people have met their ideal partner now, which I help them do. So last story, this girl is seeing this guy for a while. The chemistry is really good, but he's a nut. Okay, he's crazy. He's too immature, all over the shop, right? So she goes, I don't really want to see this guy anymore. Starts seeing this other guy, really straight, really logical, straight down the line, rule follower kind of person, right? Which is fine. He was actually a lawyer. They're out to lunch and there's this car crash outside. So the lawyer runs out onto the scene and there's the guy that she just got rid of in the car crash. So she's got the guy that she got rid of in the car crash and got the new guy, the lawyer, and they're talking to each other. And she's like, I'm out. And she was just out of there. And she didn't want to see either of them again, but what's a coincidence? Yeah, crazy. I get a lot of joy out of hearing people's horror dating stories. It's quite funny. What I want you to do, guys, is put in your horror stories in the comments, okay? Now, look, when I say horror stories, don't write real horror. I don't want to know gory stuff that's happened or something that's really bad or sad. If you have a funny comment about some sort of horror dating story you had or you went on a bad date, put it in the comments. I find it quite amusing. We've all been on bad dates. What do you do if you've been on a bad date? Nothing. It happens. You go, it's a bad date. They're not my ideal partner. I'm not their ideal partner. We know we're not meant to be together. It's okay. It's a funny story. That's it. Then you roll on and you go on a date with the next person, and before you know it, you meet your ideal partner. So if you go on a bad date, don't worry about it. If you go on 100 bad dates in a row, maybe you're doing something wrong. Okay? Put your dating horror story in the comments. It's going to be pretty funny. It's okay to laugh at yourself sometimes.